It's weird, like, why don't I think I have a future? You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate, but I totally don't think I have a future. And that's problematic. It's starting to create problems. I don't think there's a future, I guess, because I've lost faith in my species that the rest of us are ever going to fight back against the small group of sociopaths that have kind of taken over everything. That anybody who has a little bit more power than me would help me, would stay in the narrative with me. I've kind of lost faith in that too. When somebody comes along and tells them, hey man, you guys all need to stay inside and put this mask on your face. Yeah, there's this thing going around called a coronavirus. It's less than 1% death rate, but you guys all need to do this. Then you need to vilify people that don't do that. And so since that happened, people are really divided, and they can't acknowledge it, they can't mention it, what happened to them. And that's one of the things that happened to them. It's just the latest in kind of a series of psychological operations that has taken their power away, taken their agency, their ability to think and scrutinize and judge their fellow humans outside of these categories that the internet filter has created for them. They can no longer see around the internet filter. The internet filter has defined their world, and that internet filter is so strong it keeps defining their world even when they're not on the internet. So when they're seeing people, they're still operating out of the internet stereotypes that they got from their last session, on Instagram, watching videos of Republicans they hate, or people maybe they suspect who voted for Trump or something, And so they're watching that, and they have these narrow frame that those people are in. Islamists, Christians, LGBTQ, not working class people versus a small cabal of sociopaths, right? Not empathic people with a sense of justice and fairness and stuff versus a small cabal of hyper manipulative, really super ambitious people that have taken over everything. So we just never can get in that frame. And since we can't get in that frame, we have no power. We're not fighting, and we're not aligned. There's no attempt to build a coalition. Fred Hampton was more about, hey, let's build a coalition. Let's work with others. People now are more like, yeah, let's just call them racist. Yeah, let's just dismiss them. Whoever they are, just dismiss them. Yeah, they're racist. Or they're not us. Or they're anti-vaxxers. Or something. There's some easy way we can dismiss them. And maybe some drug we can keep taking to just kind of keep ourselves numb and keep ourselves in our partisan media lane, and never seeing outside of it. And that's so disappointing. We need to be able to look outside of that and look kind of at our whole species, what's happening to our species, our water systems, our ecology, and to do this outside of the framework of climate change. Because unfortunately, see, climate change, real, not real, happening, not happening, that's their frame. That's now their category. The people who do climate change are people that fly in private jets and take luxury yachts to Davos and to talk about what they want poor people, how they're going to use climate change to control poor people. That's what's happened to climate change. But if you looked at the details of your actual hydrology, the water in your area, what is it being used for? Have almond farmers taken it, siphoned it all off? Or is it even flowing out to the sea anymore? Do the salmon get to use it to spawn? What's happening with the water, right? Details. What about the housing in your area? How much housing is empty because of foreign owners? How much housing is just sitting empty? What's the entry-level price for just getting into a house as a person who works? Say if you got a job. Get a job, Mom. So you got a job, you're working Trader Joe's. You got one job, Trader Joe's. And bad credit. Are you gonna get housing? No, you're not. One job, At Trader Joe's, working 40 hours a week, you're not getting any housing anywhere in the Bay Area. So that needs to change. See, those are the basic big questions we need to be talking about, and not who's gay or who's not gay or who any of that. You know what I mean? We need to have compassion, love for everybody. Whatever you want to be, you're transgender, that's fine. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's happening with my money. What's happening with my community? Why are we supporting private prisons? I thought we were going to ban private prisons. Instead, we appointed Pam Bondi into our cabinet. You see what I mean? But then maybe the details, that's too much. And the person who's trying to tell me that, I just call them a racist and go home and smoke weed. That's kind of what's been happening. A lot of people just going home smoking weed and doing Netflix. I have people that just dismiss me, they hate me, and I think it's because they're partisan, or a lot of times it's just basically they don't have an attention span. They're just, the third point you mentioned, you lost me right there, bro. Too many details. What was the name of that company? Palantir. Yeah, no, that's 3 syllables. That's a little hard for me to. I need everything kind of bullet pointed for me, Jeff. You need to kind of break down a little nuts, little nuggets. Give me a little nugget. I can just do a little nugget, right? Life doesn't come with little nuggets. People are nuanced, you know. Henry Kissinger is a nuanced figure. There's things about him that we like. There's things about him that are cool. Henry Kissinger, whatever, okay? He's also this elite person who has way more influence than he ever should have on our politics. Anthony Blinken is kind of a person like that. Where did he come from? Why did he end up being the dude who kind of ran everything during the Biden administration? Him and Victoria Nuland, you know? But then if I ever said that, you don't know, Jeff, are you an expert? Oh, no, you don't know anything. And so then no one of my friends ever looked at Victoria Nuland. They never looked at Anthony Blinken. They never looked at West Exec defense contractors because they think I'm crazy or I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever, right? West Exec defense contractors, you should look at them. And then Palantir, Peter Thiel, all this kind of thing. It's a really big thing that's going on. It's happening right now. They're gathering data on everybody. It's not an inert, it's not a passive process. It's going to have consequences. All right. And what to do about it? Well, the first thing to do is know about it. To get off the drugs, get off the Netflix, get off the partisan, get off the habit of just dismissing people who are saying things you don't like. Get off the habit of describing anything about them. Don't even notice their skin tone or their gender. React to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. Respond to the content. Quit the partisan, quit the personality politics. Content. What is being said? What is being proposed? What are the details? These things matter. Focus. Focus on who really has power, who's really pulling the strings, instead of what they've put in front of your face. Biden is an imbecile that they put in front of your face. Trump is an imbecile. They want you to look at Trump. As long as you're talking about Trump, they're safe. And yet it keeps happening. It keeps happening. It's unreal. It's unreal.